So starting off, maybe a brief history on building a public goods community, aka Fund in the Commons. So far we have hosted 5 different events. This started off as a movement that was actually put together on 3 days' notice in 2021. Shout out to Juan Benet, who really pushed for this to kind of fill what he saw and like what we all discussed was a space that where there needs to be a little bit more like a coordination discussion around specific parts of this like public goods mechanism design topic. And the idea was like, we see a couple different parties that should be talking to each other about these types of things. We see funders, so investors who have the mindset of how do I put funding towards public goods and various types of collective action. We have builders, the people who are in Web3 and beyond, who really want to build new solutions, pilot new movements, pilot new efforts. And then finally, academics. There's thought leaders and academics who are pulling together a lot of really good thinking. And if you put this group of like 3 together, I think you get a lot of really, really interesting results. And we want to create the space for that to happen. So the whole goal there is like create more models for sustainable public goods funding and value alignment. So we've also had many fantastic groups who have helped us along the way. I'll give a shout out to Gitcoin and Shelling Point, the Foresight Institute, of course, Filecoin Foundation. We had 50 Years, who was a great early partner of ours as well. And I'm sure I'm going to forget some, but many, many people have helped us along the way, and the community has really grown around it. So what is the focus of Fund in the Commons in a nutshell? We want to evolve this into something that looks more like an incubation ecosystem for public goods funding and infrastructure. We want to create this virtuous cycle of having funding public goods builders who are going to build public goods funding instruments and infrastructure that's going to facilitate more builders funding and creating public goods. We'll go into a lot more details about how you slice that problem, but we want to bring these people together in a community that builds and compounds over time. So how do we do that? Conferences, hackathon, residencies, working groups. We want to expand the funnel from just an event series to like, how do we take this community that's forming and create collective action around this problem? So in order to do that, we need a new leader of Fund in the Commons. I think I spoiled the slide there, but David Casey, to my left, is come on board and done a fantastic job. So we absolutely found the right person for the job here. Before Fund in the Commons, after Fund in the Commons, we've really cleaned him up. But we're super excited. He's really somebody who's really embodied the vision and has taken what was existing and created so much more. So we're really excited to see what he does with that. And also a huge thank you to our sponsors, partners, but I'll pass it over to David to take it from here.
All right, thank you everyone for being here. You make this conference the community, so thank you. And thank you to the sponsors that also made this conference possible. Without them, we also could not have made this conference. And thank you to the Sorbonne University. So the place that we are today is the oldest university in Paris. It is a public good, it's a public space, it's a commons. When we signed the contract here, we were occupying a public space. Enter, yeah, come on in. We were occupying a public space, which is significant because I believe this is the first time that Funding the Commons has taken place in a university. Yep. So that's amazing, and we're super grateful to Sorbonne. This is one of the oldest universities in the world. It exists for the public good, and many amazing scientists and researchers have come through here. You'll see the name Salle Marie Curie in the art gallery. So Marie Curie is one of the many incredible people that's passed through this space. So just want to take a moment to appreciate where we are. So next, we'll go over the plan for 2023. Right now we're in Paris. So this is our first Funding the Commons of this year, our 6th over the last couple of years. Next month, we will launch our first public goods funding hackathon. So if you are a builder and you want to build something cool, we have a booth. Come talk to us and sign up, and there'll be a QR code where you can get more information. In September, we're going to be hosting the first Funding the Commons builder residency. That will be in Berlin. we'll have about 30 builders living together and hacking for a month on public goods. Also, if you're interested in applying, come talk to us. The next Funding the Commons after this is Funding the Commons Berlin to kick off Berlin Blockchain Week on the 8th and 9th of September. And we'll be partnering with DeSci Berlin for that event. And our third and final Funding the Commons of this year will be in Taipei. And that's on the 9th and 10th of December with our local partners, DAO Zero. So here are the details about our hackathon and residency. And the two conferences, again, 8th and 9th of September in Berlin, 9th and 10th of December in Taipei. What else are we doing? So right now we are in the process of running a quadratic funding round with the Artisan Fund. And you can find more information about that in the art gallery, where some of the applicants for this round have brought their projects, and you can explore those projects, and some of them are actually here. And we are also accepting more submissions, so we encourage you to find more information and submit. And Gitcoin has been generous to grant $100,000 for the hackathon and the residency. So those funds will be given out as grants to builders of projects over the next couple of months. So thank you, Gitcoin. The Gollum Foundation also has something really exciting to announce later today, but I'll let them do that themselves. So looking forward, in 2024, we will have one Funding the Commons in Tokyo, and we are also looking at venues around the United States for 2024 Funding the Commons. My pick is San Francisco because then I don't have to travel. And we will continue with residencies and hackathons. And really what we're doing here is building out funding streams for builders of public goods so we can get more and more builders doing this. And specifically, first, we're going to be focused on public goods funding infrastructure. So building infrastructure that helps more public goods get funded. So how can you get involved? You already are involved by being here, so thank you. Everyone who paid for a ticket, thank you, because you're also a sponsor of this event. You can apply to one of the upcoming events that I mentioned. You can apply to give a talk or workshop. You can donate or sponsor an upcoming event. You can volunteer at an upcoming event. We have a few volunteers here who are helping a lot and also making this event possible. And you can apply for grants and quadratic funding rounds to build infrastructure. So thank you, I'm David. Anyone who wants to know anything about the conference today, feel free to come up to me and talk. Thank you so much and enjoy Funding the Commons.